You have seen this app. You open it, a loading spinner appears for 3 seconds, the content loads, you close it and reopen it 10 seconds later. Loading spinner again. 3 seconds. The same data you just loaded. The app hit the network when you open it the second time, even though nothing could have changed in 10 seconds. Now flip it. You are on an airplane, no network. You open the app and it shows an error screen. But you were using this app an hour ago and looked at all the data. Where did it go? Both failures come from the same architectural gap. The app has no local cache, or the cache is there but the code does not use it correctly. In this episode, you will see the Stale-While-Revalidate repository pattern implemented in the population repository implay in this project that solves both problems simultaneously and expresses the entire solution as a Kotlin flow. The repository interface in feature population domain population repository.act defines the contract with two methods. The first is observe, which takes a population query and returns a flow of result of population data. That flow is called. It does no work until collected. The second is refresh, a suspend function that forces the fresh network fetch regardless of cache state. It throws on failure, which is intentional. The caller decides how to surface that error to the user. The observe flow follows a strict protocol. It always emits loading first, then emits the cache if one exists, then emits fresh data when the network call completes, or emits error if there was no cache and the network failed. Never throws. Every failure path becomes a result error emission. The use case class wraps the repository, forwarding both methods. Use cases are thin here, one layer of indirection that makes future complexity easy to introduce. The result type at the heart of this pattern is a sealed interface with 3 states. Loading has no data. Success carries the data and an isStale boolean. Error carries an upError. The sealed interface means every when expression over a result is exhaustive. Add a new state and the compiler flags every consumer that is not handling it. The isStale flag on success is the key to the Stale-While-Revalidate pattern. When the repository emits cache data, it computes whether that cache is older than the 12-hour time to live threshold. If it is, isStale is true. The UI renders the cache data immediately. The user sees real content instantly and overlays a stale banner component to communicate that the data might be outdated. That is a far better experience than showing a spinner while waiting for the network, which could take 10 to 20 seconds on the Eurostat API. Open population repository implay.act. The observe function returns the flow builder. The first thing it does is emit result loading. The UI shows a schema skeleton immediately. Then it calls DAO.query with the population query. That is a suspend function call .query with the population query. That is a suspend function call. It reads from SQ8 on the IO dispatcher via flowOn at the end of the chain. If the DAO returns a non-null cache result, the repository computes isStale by comparing the clock.now instant to the cache's oldest fetched at timestamp. If the difference exceeds 12 hours, isStale is true. It emits success with the cache data and the computed isStale. If the cache was fresh, it calls return at flow scope. The flow completes here. No network call is made. Only when the cache is absent or stale does the code continue to the network revalidation branch. This ordering is critical. The user sees content before the network responds. The revalidation branch wraps the network call in a try-catch. It calls api.fetchPopulation with the query. On success, it upserts the fresh data into the DAO, recording the current clock instant as the fetch timestamp. Then it emits success with the fresh data and isStale set to false, the UI updates from the stale state to the fresh state. The stale banner disappears. On network failure, the cache block checks a flag called hadCache. This flag was set before the cache read. It is true if the DAO returned any data, false if the cache was empty. If hadCache is true, the cache block swallows the exception silently. The user is already looking at the cache data. Showing an error on top of that would be worse UX than staying on the stale view. If hadCache is false, the cache block emits result that error. No cache plus no network equals an error state. The entire flow builder has flowOn of dispatchers.io applied at the end. This changes the upstream context. Everything inside the flow lambda runs on the IO dispatcher, while the downstream collect block continues to run on whatever dispatcher the caller chose, typically the main dispatcher in a composed component. This is the correct threading model for a repository. Database reads, network calls, and JSON parsing all happen off the main thread. The emitted values are delivered on main, where compose can respond to them. If you called dispatchers.io on individual operations instead of on the whole flow, you would risk subtle ordering bugs where emissions from different dispatchers interleave unexpectedly. The single flowOn at the end of the chain makes the threading model explicit and flat. Dispatchers.io is not referenced directly. The repository takes a DispatcherProvider in its constructor, which tests replace with a test dispatcher. The DispatcherProvider interface declares three properties: main, IO, and default, each returning a coroutine dispatcher. The default DispatcherProvider is an expect class. On Android and desktop, IO maps to dispatchers.io, a thread pool backed by as many threads as needed. On iOS native, IO maps to dispatchers. Default because iOS native does not have dispatchers.io. All dispatcher-backed parallelism goes through dispatchers. Default on that platform. The test implementation sets all three properties to the same test dispatcher instance. With the test dispatcher, coroutines do not run until you explicitly advance the scheduler. This gives tests complete control over execution order. The standard test dispatcher passed into run tests integrates with the Turbine library to let you step through flow emissions one at a time. No real threads, no real time, no flaky timing-dependent assertions. The test file population repository in playtest.exec in feature population common test demonstrates 5 test scenarios. Each one uses the Turbine library's test extension on the flow. Inside the test block, awaitItem suspends until the next emission arrives. awaitComplete asserts the flow closed without emitting any further items. The first test seeds a fresh cache, fetched 1 hour ago, well within the 12-hour time to live, and verifies that the flow emits loading. Then a success with isStale false, then completes. The API call count is implicitly 0 because the flow returned early, after the fresh cache hit. No network call was made. That is the correct behavior. The test proves it without any actual network, any real SQLite, or any real time. The FakeClock, FakeDao, and FakeApiService replace all the moving parts with trivially inspectable doubles. The second test seeds a stale cache, fetched 13 hours ago, beyond the 12-hour threshold, and configures the FakeApiService to return a fresh series. It asserts the emission sequence is loading, then success with isStale true, then success with isStale true, then success with isStale false, then complete. The stale emission arrives before the network call finishes. In a real app, this means the user sees their cached data within milliseconds of opening the screen, and then the content refreshes to fresh data a moment later. The third test has an empty cache and a successful network response. It expects loading, then a non-stale success, then complete. The fourth test has an empty cache and the API service configured to throw. It expects loading, then a result error, then complete. These four tests together fully specify the Stale-While-Revalidate contract. If a future implementation change breaks any of the four paths, exactly one test fails. The fifth test is the subtle one. A stale cache exists, 13 hours old, and the API service throws a runtime exception. The expected emission sequence is loading, then a stale success, then complete. No error emission. This verifies the silent swallow behavior when the user is already looking at cached data and the background refresh fails. The failure is discarded. The stale banner stays visible, the data stays on screen. An error state would replace useful content with an error message, which would be jarring and unhelpful when the user can already read the data. This is a deliberate product decision, encoded as a test assertion. The sixth test calls repo.refresh directly and verifies that the API call count equals 1. Refresh always bypasses the cache and hits the network. The test does not use Turbine because refresh is a suspend function, not a flow. All three testables are handwritten, no Mockito, no Mockito. Mockit does not run on iOS native because it relies on JVM reflection. If you use mocking common test, your tests compile for the JVM target but fail to link on iOS. Fake population API service stores a result union that is either a list of series or a throwable, will return and will throw configure it before each test. It also counts calls, so tests can assert how many times the network was hit. Fake population CacheDao holds a list and a timestamp in memory. It implements the interface with trivial list operations. FakeClock wraps an instant and exposes an advanced function that the test can call to simulate time passing. These three doubles are short, fewer than 100 lines combined, and they make every failure mode of the repository trivially testable with deterministic reproducible results. Here is what the Stale-While-Revalidate repository delivers. Users see content immediately from cache rather than waiting for the network. Stale data is shown with a visible indicator rather than hidden. Network failures do not erase useful cached content. The UI gets a single type flow to collect and a sealed result to switch on. No callback hell, no nullable state flags, throw fork, no race conditions between loading and error state. The sealed result ensures every UI branch is exhaustive at compile time. The DispatcherProvider makes the entire thing testable with real coroutine mechanics and no real I/O. Turbine turns the async flow assertions into simple linear test code. This pattern composes across all 8 feature modules in the MyEuroStatApp project using the same interface shape. Repository link is in the description. Every file path you saw today exists and is readable. Subscribe for more Kotlin multi-platform development.